Okay, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we are going to be watching this quick little teaser, not quick, it's like a minute and a half though, for Bugonia, which is the newest movie from Yorgos Lanthimos. I'm a pretty big fan of his. There's only a couple of movies that I haven't seen of his yet, really only one off the top of my head. I think it's Alps, but off the top of my head, I've seen a good chunk of his movies. I really enjoyed Poor Things. It is one of my favorite movies of the 2020s so far, of this whole decade, which we're halfway through, by the way. That is surreal to think about. But I will say, I was not a fan of Kinds of Kindness, his last movie. Just never really clicked with it. I want to give it another shot just because, I like him as a filmmaker a lot, but maybe I'll see something this time that I didn't the last time. But I was really disappointed in Kinds of Kindness. But now we have Bugonia, which is a remake of a South Korean movie called Save the Green Planet. And I want to watch that movie before this comes out, which I think, well, it says in the description October. I thought it was coming out in November, but maybe they changed it. I'm not sure. But it's Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons again there in this after Kinds of Kindness, where I will say Jesse Plemons was the MVP of that movie. Really, really loved him in that. But we also have Stavros Halkias, which I haven't seen him in anything. I've always heard the name. I'm curious to see what he's like. As well as Alicia Silverstone, which haven't heard that name in a while. I feel like that's fun casting that could work with Yorgos. But I'm excited to see what this could be. This is the first time, at least from in a writer pairing with Yorgos, that it's not his usual writing team. It's not Tony McNamara, which he wrote Poor Things and I think The Favorite. And so that style, but also not another Greek guy. I hate that I can't remember his name, but he wrote like pretty much all of the weird ones, like Kinds of Kindness, Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Lobster. I'm pretty sure he also wrote that one, as well as like his early stuff too, which it's certainly a different vibe. I don't know this writer's name off the top of my head who's writing Bugonia, but he wrote The Menu, which I think is a pretty strong script. So seeing something that is very satirical like The Menu and pairing that with very oddball things from Yorgos Lanthimos could be a combo for something that we haven't seen Yorgos make yet. And based on that, I'm very interested in what this could be. So we're not going to waste any more time, and we're just going to watch this trailer, because I'm pretty sure that this is going to be an awards movie. Like, I think it's going to show up. Kinds of Kindness didn't really show up because it was really out there. It's an anthology movie. The Oscars don't normally like anthology movies. But I feel like this could be a good play for it. At least that's the safe bet now. It's June right now. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to watch this trailer. I'm very excited to see what this looks like.
It all starts with something magnificent. A flower. Then
That font is fun.
the workers gather pollen for the queen.
Good morning, Corey. Good morning, Michelle.
But the bees, they're dying. And that's the way they planned it. To make us the same as the bees.
Let's go again.
But it is not in control anymore. We are.
Oh, nice. Is that hair?
How can you tell she's an alien?
Well, the signs are obvious.
Okay.
It all starts with something magnificent.
Will Tracy, that's his name. Okay, so just in October. Okay. I will say, I forgot to mention what Save the Green Planet was about. This pretty much has the same premise of that. Um, these two guys, and this played by Jesse Plemons, and I guess going off of the cast down here, Aidan Delbis, I haven't heard of that name before, kidnap this CEO of a major company, who's Emma Stone in this, because they think that she's an alien sent down to, I think, study humanity or something like that. So it's very much making fun of like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And I think this could be a very fun movie. And again, this does sort of have a different vibe compared to other Yorgos movies. I will say, at least thinking back on Kinds of Kindness, one of the things I did like about that movie is how incredible that movie looks. I feel like off the top of my head, that is the first time we are seeing Yorgos Lanthimos like make something that is set in the modern day. And and that movie looked very sleek. And it was not something that I was used to from Yorgos, but I did enjoy that aspect of it. And this feels like it's the same way as Kinds of Kindness in that regard. But I am very curious to see what direction this takes, at least visually, because it looks like this is just shot on film. I really don't think I know it's gonna be weird. I feel like it's Yorgos Lanthimos. That is gonna be something that is a given at this point. It's not gonna be for everybody. But I feel like, just based off of this trailer, in just alone looking at it on paper, it feels like the most normal he can get. I mean, obviously, still is kind of weird, and it has these little, like, different feelings of, like, oh, like, this is definitely a Yorgos Lanthimos movie. I do want to see, actually, who is, like, doing the score for this, because now I want to see what that could be, because I'm curious to see if it's still the same score, like, the same composer that did Kinds of Kindness and Poor Things. And I'm looking at it, it is Jerskin Fendrix. So I am very much a fan of that. And wow, I also completely forgot to mention, this trailer does not mention it, but this movie is produced by Ari Aster. It was produced through his company that he has with Lars Newsden, I think it is, because he's become a huge producing powerhouse. I think it's like Square Peg, something like that. And I completely forgot to mention that he was producing this. I actually think I just straight up forgot. And he's got his own career going on. But I feel like this could be a very good meld of that sort of collaboration. But other than that, I just don't... I feel like I'm very confident that this is going to be a good movie. Will this be one of Yorgos' best? Kind of up in the air. I don't really know about that yet. I still need to get used to, Yorgos is shooting stuff in modern day. Like the setting of the movie. Maybe that threw me off with Kinds of Kindness. Maybe since this is like one movie that we are following one story in, maybe I could get into it more. But also, just very much... Oh. I'm starting to ramble. I feel like that's gonna be it. I just feel like this could be a lot of fun, which I will say, maybe not in the way that I would think Poor Things is fun, or The Killing of a Sacred Deer is fun in like a dark way, but I think Poor Things is a little fun. Well, it's funny. There are a lot of comedic performances in that, but I would say Kinds of Kindness also has a fun angle to it, where you're seeing these like different actors just doing this weird stuff, which is fun to see. Like, okay, at least with Kinds of Kindness, it was fun to see Yorgos go back to that really weird what the fuck vibe, that without really compromising anything and getting in a bunch of like really famous stars to commit to it, and I am perfectly fine with that. But also, Bugonia and Poor Things. Well, at least based off the trailer, Bugonia. This feels like much more of my personal speed. But no, I'm very much into this. I wanna see what else could happen with this. Even like taking out the whole thing as an awards movie, I just hope this is a good movie. Because that's what I go here for first. And if it happens to end up being an awards contender, fun. Okay, I guess that is going to be the end of the video.